All right. Good morning, everyone. Guys, today we're going to be looking at reviewing some concepts here from Chapter 6. So we're starting at the beginning of the chapter here with slope. Okay. If you guys remember slope on a problem, if that's what you're asked to find, okay, on a problem when you're given a graph, okay, you're going to be given a couple points, or you're going to find a couple points on that line where you can identify rise over run. Okay, and to avoid some of the common mistakes, guys, I always encourage students to start at the point that's left, so that you're always going to end up moving right. That means the bottom of your fraction is going to always be positive if you're moving right. That's the positive. X direction is to the right. Okay, and so then your rise, well, positive y direction is up, the negative y direction is down. So on this problem, we got to go down 1, down 2, we've got to go down 3. That's going to be a negative 3 is our rise. Okay, and then our run, guys, we're going positive in the x direction. We're going to run 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so our slope, m, is negative 3/4. Okay, negative 3 over 4. All right. The second type of slope problem, guys, is using two ordered pairs, as you guys can see here. And when we're doing that, we know we're going to need to use the formula for slope. Okay. And this is just the same as doing rise over run on a graph. It's the same. I know it's a formula, so the process isn't going to be the same, but the slopes are the same. Okay, so if we take a look here, guys, when we have two ordered pairs, the mistakes happen here when people aren't plugging. So there's 4 numbers, and there's 4 places we're going to substitute them in to the formula. Okay, we're going to substitute a y2 and an x2, and we're going to substitute a y1 and an x1. Okay, so what I always encourage students to do is label the two ordered pairs. Okay, this first ordered pair, let's just call it our x1 and our y1. The second ordered pair then would be x2 and y2. Okay, now we just need to follow where these points are. And again, when you're plugging in, to avoid sign mistakes, always use parentheses. So let's write out what this is going to look like with our parentheses. All right, so y2, where's my y2? y2 is right here, so that's 13. Minus y1, okay, y1 was the y coordinate on my first point, 19. Okay, this is going to be over x2, x2 is 9, minus x1, negative 10. All right, so now simplifying this, 13 minus 19, that's negative 9. And then we got 9 minus negative 10, so really that's 9 plus 10. Minus negative, that's plus. So 19, negative 9 over 19 is our slope. Okay? Do make note, you need to reduce your fractions if you can. This fraction, 9 and 19, there's no common factors in the numerator and denominator, so it doesn't reduce. All right, guys, the next part of the chapter we discussed was slope-intercept form. Okay, and so writing slope-intercept forms of equations of lines, guys, in this case given the slope and y-intercept. So remember, this is the slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Guys, m is your slope, b is your y-intercept. So if I'm given the slope, that means m equals 3. I'm given the y-intercept, b equals negative 2. All I'm going to do is substitute those in. Y equals m, so 3x plus negative 2. Guys, even using parentheses here, okay? The first set of parentheses wasn't terribly useful, but that's okay. Just didn't get in a good habit of doing that. And then we got plus negative, so this is why parentheses are useful. Plus negative 2 is really just subtracting 2. So we got 3x minus 2. That is our equation in slope-intercept form. All right, guys, had a couple more types of problems here, mainly to do, well, this first one, we have a line that's been graphed for us, and we need to write the slope-intercept form of the equation of this line. Okay, so we want to identify the y-intercept, the b value. What is b equal to? Well, b is equal to, where's this thing cross the y-axis? Oh, it looks like -3. That's our y-intercept. And then we can find our slope. Let's identify another point. Looks like there might be a few points. Let's just use whichever points you'd like. Let's use. I'll highlight these two in red. We'll use slope. We'll make red. M equals, okay. So rise over run, start at the point to the left again. We gotta go down 2. So our rise is really -2, and then our run, guys, always +1. Okay, we're gonna go +1. Down 2, right 1, -2 over 1. So writing the equation in slope-intercept form, guys, this is just y equals m x plus b. I did this totally backwards, guys. Hopefully you're wondering what I'm doing as I'm doing it. What did I do? I wrote the y-intercept for m and the slope for b. My apologies, guys. M -2, not -3. And then, so mx plus bb is -3. So y equals -2x minus 3 then. That's our equation in slope-intercept form. Guys, sorry for that error. All right, and the last two, guys, we're just going to sketch the graph of each line. Okay, so this is in slope-intercept form, so it's really kind of backwards of what we were just doing. Identify, okay, what's the slope? -1. What's the y-intercept? The b value, -2. Okay, so we just y-intercept at -2, slope of -1, so we go down 1, right 1. There's our point, guys. If you're freehanding a line, a lot of times it's easier to make a few points that are going to be on your line. Gives you a better idea, or a better sense of kind of where the direction's heading for your line. But guys, at the end of the day, that's going to be a sketch, because I know you guys don't have these coordinate planes either. Not a lot of us have graph papers, so as best you can. You should always be able to nail where the y-intercept is. It can get a little tougher to plot slopes real accurately, but do as best you guys can. And so I guess that makes graphing number 6 a little easier, because what we do to graph out of standard form, this was our last lesson yesterday, was to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Okay, guys, to find the x-intercept, you substitute y equals 0. So it's 2x minus 5 times 0. Substitute that for y equals -10. I have to scroll a little bit. And so this is 2x, guys, -5 times 0 is just 0. So 2x equals -10, or x equals -5. So the x-intercept, that is -5 on the x-axis. As the y-intercept, we're going to substitute x equals 0. So that's 2 times, instead of x, 0, minus 5y equals -10. 2 times 0 is just 0. So -5y equals -10. Divide by -5. You've got y equals -10 times divided by -5. That's a +2. So my y-intercept is +2. just as best you can, connecting those two intercepts to make a straight line there. All right, guys, your review, it's pretty similar in length, similar type questions, but should get you in good shape for that quiz that'll be coming up next week. So if you guys have questions, guys, I posted a discussion. I'll probably carry that over into tomorrow, since that's going to be a white day, where we can spend some time reviewing anyway. So make sure you check that out. Post any questions you have about any of these types of questions in that discussion, and I'd be glad to answer those. Guys, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful afternoon.